The case of Hu Xinyu's disappearance. On January 28, 2023, a dead body was found near Zhiyuan Middle School in Yanshan County, Shangrao City, Jiangxi Province, China. It was identified as Hu Xinyu, a 15-year-old boy who had been missing for 106 days from Zhiyuan Middle School. This news instantly detonated the internet inside the mainland China. From Wikipedia, the disappearance of Hu Xinyu is a case of disappearance that occurred on October 14, 2022 in Yanshan County, Shangrao City, Jiangxi Province, China. The missing person, Hu Xinyu, born on July 16, 2007, was a high school student of the Zhiyuan Middle School. He lost contact on the campus that day. Afterwards, the police did not find him in the surveillance inside and outside the school, nor could they find any clues about him leaving the campus. In late November 2022, the public security bureaus at the provincial, city and county levels in Jiangxi Province set up a joint working team to start investigating the matter. Due to the extremely high coverage of surveillance probes in communist China and under the control of the COVID zero-tolerance policy, the disappearance of Hu Xinyu is very bizarre and has aroused widespread concern on the internet. Since the police's long-term investigation has still made no progress, public opinion has been dissatisfied. However, even if the body has been discovered now, the doubts on the internet have become more and more intense. Why is this? Various official explanations full of flaws and various mysterious phenomena that are completely incomprehensible are probably the root causes behind this. On January 29, 2023, the Jiangxi police reported that, on January 28, the Yanshan County Public Security Bureau received a call saying that a hanged corpse was found in the woods in the Jiangxi mountain area of Hu town. The deceased was found wearing clothes similar to Hu, a student from Zhiyuan Middle School who was missing from October 14, 2022 when he disappeared. Immediately, they asked the procuratorate to send personnel to supervise, and invited Hu's family representatives and their lawyers to witness the whole process. On January 29, the public security organ determined that the deceased was Hu after conducting a DNA test on the biological samples of the deceased. The announcement immediately caused an uproar on the internet. The forest where the body is said to be found is located in Jiangxi Mountain, which is close to the student dormitory of Zhiyuan Middle School where Hu Xinyu disappeared. The area around Zhiyuan Middle School has already been carpet-like searched by thousands of search and rescue personnel, also SAR dogs from the government and civilians during the past 106 days. Even a small stream was drained, but nothing were found. On January 7th, the Shangrao Public Security Bureau issued a letter to our friends of netizens, which stated that the police, together with various departments and social forces, searched about 589 acres of woods and hills on the south side of the school, and found no valuable clues. So one day later, the official report of the CCP changed the location of the discovery to the granary, trying to explain why the carpet-like search did not find the close at hand, the corpse that hung for 106 days. However, people with a little common sense may ask, in the past 106 days, could no one saw the body in the granary? Even if no one saw it, how could people not smell the stench of rotting corpses? The highest temperature in October in Yanshan County exceeded 38 degrees Celsius. Hanging on a tree for more than 100 days, the corpse still has a complete body? Also confused were Hu Xinyu's family members. But when they wanted to check where the body was found, they were blocked by unknown persons. Notice that those personnel were not policemen in uniform. Let's take a look at the details of what happened when the body was found. According to the official report, Hu Xinyu's body was hung by shoelaces. This has attracted the attention of netizens. Not only does the corpse not rot in summer, the head does not separate, but the tiny shoelaces can bear 100 caddies of weight. The CCP's official response to this is, erase all voices of doubt, including self-media bloggers who have done the shoelace test. The CCP erased all those who raised questions. Netizens commented, Hu Xinyu escaped all monitoring during his lifetime, and escaped all searches after his death. Let's look back at the strange things that happened after Hu Xinyu disappeared. By the time Hu Xinyu was disappeared, 119 cameras were installed in the school. His families were also threatened after his disappearance. as the most suspicious place of disappearance, Zhiyuan Middle School, which was heavily protected by the police and unidentified people from the very beginning of the incident. As a freshman in high school, netizens also picked up the abnormality of Hu Xinyu's admission. He was the only student admitted by Zhiyuan Middle School in 2022 outside the plan, and his score was far from the admission scoreline, and he had no other specialty items. And whose alma mater, which sent him to a Zhiyuan Middle School, is the Taoyuan Middle School, quietly deregistered after the disappearance. All suspicions point to Zhiyuan Middle School, but this is not the first case in Zhiyuan Middle School. Almost every year there are people who mysteriously disappear or die. In 2019, the girl Zhang Qian disappeared. In 2021, the female teacher Sui disappeared. In July 2022, Ding Jiai jumped off the building and died. In October 2022, Hu Xinyu disappeared. As for Lu Galai, the principal of Zhiyuan Middle School, his status is not simple. Chinese Americans, many of their close relatives, are senior officials of the local CCP. When everyone's attention was focused on Hu Xinyu and Zhiyuan Middle School, people kept disappearing in mainland China ruled by the CCP. How many people go missing in communist China every year? Since there is no official public data, we can only compare based on various data. One of the more convincing data is, China's civil affairs system will count the number of people rescued and lost every year. In 2016, there were more than 3 million people. By 2020, it will be much better, only about 1 million. As for the detailed data of the lost population, it may not be the same as everyone imagined. Children accounted for only 10%, the elderly accounted for 35%, and adults accounted for 56%. Missing 56% for males and 44% for females. Let's do some calculations again. According to the China Broadcasting Network's news from Beijing on June 1, 2013, according to the Voice of China's Central Broadcasting Night News, according to different statistics, there are about 200,000 missing children in China every year. According to the comparison of data from two different sources, one party claims that the total number of missing children has dropped from 3 million to about 1 million, and children account for about 10%. The other data source claims that children are missing about 200,000, which can basically be cross-validated for missing persons' total size. Then, the number of missing people in China every year can be speculated to be more than 1 million. Where might the missing person have gone? Allegations of the CCP's organ harvesting from Falun Gong practitioners and prisoners of conscience. From Wikipedia, the accusation of the CCP's organ harvesting from Falun Gong practitioners and prisoners of conscience refers to the fact that the Chinese Communist Party government, especially the Political and Legal Committee, the PLA Military Commission, etc., is being independently investigated. The attackers accuse the large-scale systematic harvesting of organs from prisoners of conscience for commercial transplantation to Chinese or foreigners for profit, and the victims died as a result. The main targets are detained Falun Gong practitioners, as well as members of some other religious and ethnic minority groups. These people are detained in prisons or labor camps. The most important independent investigation is report into allegations of organ harvesting of Falun Gong practitioners in China by David Mattis and David Kilger. The Communist Party of China has long been notorious for its practice of live organ harvesting. The founder of the whistleblowing movement, Mr. Miles Guo, has repeatedly revealed in live broadcasts, exposing the evil act of the CCP. The real black hand behind the disappearance of Hu Xinyu and the disappearance of millions of people every year is the Chinese Communist Party. The outbreak of Hu Xinyu's disappearance on the internet has the persistence of the deceased's family and the anger of ordinary netizens with a sense of justice. It is even more because, at the end of 2022 and the beginning of 2023, the CCP has gone from extreme COVID zero-tolerance policy to a sudden full reopen in order to cover up the truth and effects by the virus and vaccines. The common people do not have a single pill, nor enough medical resources. There are not even incinerators and urns, and there are not even enough people to collect the corpses. The vengeance owed by the Chinese Communist Party to the common people has made ordinary Chinese gradually understand after suffering more blood and tears, and it has also made this 1 in a million disappearance case a typical one. We hope that more people will understand the evil of the Communist Party, understand that the CCP is not equal to the Chinese people, and understand that only by taking down the CCP can the Chinese people and the whole world be saved. But we don't want the Chinese people to have to experience such a painful price, and they can only understand it after paying tens of millions or even hundreds of millions of lives. The CCP slaughters people internally, supports terrorism externally, and even intends to trigger wars. We hope that people with conscience all over the world will stand up against the evil dictatorship of the CCP, expose and spread the true face of the Communist Party, spread that the CCP is not equal to the Chinese people, call for sanctions on the CCP, and stop providing technical support for the CCP to prevent the CCP from using it to suppress China people. The most important thing is to seize overseas assets of CCP officials and their families. This is for justice, but also for yourself. This is the core method to prevent greater disasters from coming.